All right, Jamie, it all starts with wet cement. Now this is gonna be our fireplace patio, right? We're gonna have to put a border out here so that we can work inside of that border. We take trowels like this. You're just gonna put a nice mortar bed in there. Grab one of these, and so you can get right to the line, and just tap it into the wet cement. All right, like that, all the way around this border.
Sweet.
All right, so DIYers always run into trouble when you're dealing with geometric shapes, all right? So we laid out this exactly how we wanted it, the perfect shape, perfect size, perfect location, but look at this. We would have to make little teeny cuts all along this line. So do you think we should cut all this material and waste it?
No.
What should we do?
Adjust the string?
Move the string,
Move the
exactly. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move the string to this location, right on the edge. We just saved ourselves about 3 hours of work and probably about 30 pieces of wasted material. We're hitting the walls with a frenzy of rollers and paint, while Danny and friends start laying the patio brick. We got a custom fireplace wall. It's much different than a regular fireplace. It doesn't have a firebox. The fire will actually come out of a trough in the front. It's very unique. It's very cool. It's almost modern, except we've got an old English brick going on it, and this thing will fit in this yard perfectly, and it'll be very different than your usual fireplace. Last night, we sank the post for the vinyl pergola and laid out the patio. Back at the firewall, the capstones are set, which means it's time for the fire brick. So there's a lot of really cool design elements in the yard. They're all coming together, right? I think my favorite is the firewall here, the glazed tiles, custom made for this job. As you can see, just regular red terracotta. So you go ahead and notch it, right, with the trowel, and put them on. Now these, suction holds them until the thin set will dry. So let's see if we can get that one to hold. And then the next piece will go like that. And again, we're gonna butt them together. We're gonna have no grout in the joint. Okay. Very old European.
All right.
When Jamie and Danny asked for help a few days ago, we found a huge open yard that had a lot of potential, but no follow-through. Now, after the extra yardage treatment, an acre is reborn as a modern, eclectic garden. This yard was surrounded by drab, quiet cinder block walls. We turned the volume way up with a coat of vibrant yellow paint, and then pulled it back just a touch with a variety of fruit trees, from the common cherry to mango and guava. The old swampy spa used to call this patio home. We kicked the spa to the curb and added new pavers and a vinyl pergola, creating a shade patio perfect for entertaining. Where there was once empty, gopher-infested lawn, there are now meandering gravel walkways with arbor gateways. One of the pathways leads to a babbling pond complete with a waterfall, geyser, fog, and a redwood bridge. Across the bridge lies a cozy Roman brick patio with custom tiled firewall. We replaced the old spa with a new 90 jet state-of-the-art hot tub and placed it on its own concrete patio surrounded by a wall of privacy-enhancing plants. Coming up, Alicia digs deep and creates a seashell-encrusted fire pit. Then, Saltillo plus angle grinder equals awesome. Pick these Saltillo tiles. They're made out of clay, which is good and bad. It looks good, but you have to set them very, very carefully. And all you do, here, grab it, I'll let you do it, is you put it in the wet mortar, you line it up against the line, and keep about a 1/2 inch or 3/8 gap. Here's the important part. Because these have just a little bit of an arc, you have to tap them into your mortar without breaking them. If you don't do that, what'll happen is when they're set, there'll be an air gap, you'll step on it, it'll break. Let's take a look. Not only is it right,
all right,
but it's perfect.
Hey.
Really is. Alicia's steppers and patio get a Saltillo tile treatment. We're coating all the perimeter walls with white paint, and the rotisserie is going up block by block. Saltillo screams Baja, but it's not authentic enough. More of the gorgeous acid wash blue tiles. And you know what we're gonna do with these?
Are we gonna put them in here?
We are, but randomly. Don't worry if your tile doesn't fit. Just use an angle grinder to make small adjustments. Tap it into place, grout it in. It's all yours.
All right.
When we first examined this ER doctor's backyard, we found an attempt to make an entertaining space out of a hodgepodge area. But in just a few days, we took her yard from a downscale disaster to Baja Beach. This carport with aluminum overhang was an unsightly, unused space. We covered the concrete with sand-colored tiles and wrapped all the metal with spruce and pine. Then, we hung surfboards from the ceiling and bolted them to the columns. Next to the garage was a tiny, crowded patio unfit for entertaining. We laid down red Saltillo tile with blue key accents. Then we draped authentic striped beach towels from the ceiling. Now all we have to do is knock out the unwanted concrete. With a clean curb, we can veneer the sidewalk with brick. We've got these, what we call split bricks. These were a custom color made just for your job.
Wow.
You like that?
Yeah.
We're using thin set, which is essentially a cement glue. It doesn't have any gravel in it, so it's nice and smooth. And you want to mix it just a little bit looser than peanut butter. Spread it around about a 1/4 inch. You don't need too much. We're going to border all along the edge, 3/8 inch or so. Don't worry about the gaps being perfect. Perpendicular to that border, we're going to run bricks this way. The second row will actually be a staggered joint. All right, let's do it. Kathy, Modi, and Shira had let their yard go fallow. The weeds took over and no one wanted to be outside. With bland concrete pathways, a stained driveway, and uncomfortable brick, there was no reason to ever entertain back here. But now, they've brought the flavor of Napa Valley to their backyard and created an entertainer's dream. This side of the yard was barely there with a couple lemon trees and a soulless concrete walkway. Now, it's an elegant Napa wonderland, complete with vibrant bricks, tastefully painted playhouses, and an assortment of fun but stylish garden gnomes and other whimsical creatures. Kathy and Modi's yard was downright unusable and definitely kid-unfriendly. Corner patio laid out, we fill it in with a sand base. We use 2x4s to screed or level out the sand. Then, we start laying in our hexagon pavers. Because of the unique shape of these bricks, we're starting from the middle and working our way out toward the edges. This way, we only need to make cuts along the border and we'll have whole pavers in our line of sight. Adam is laying out rectangular frames for our courtyard using bender board. He's measured carefully so he won't have to cut any of the slump stone pavers. As we put on the star fountain. In front of the deck, we're forming a step made from concrete and pavers. We top it with exterior cement board and leftover pavers. Next, we grout the oven pieces together. Adam and Angela's yard wasn't fit for them or their dogs. The hodgepodge patios were broken and uninviting. A sour apple tree dropped messy fruit that made Miles and Roosevelt sick. And torn up grass and dirt dominated. But now, this mess of a yard has become magnificently Moroccan. The patio by the house was a cracked concrete slab. Now, it's an elevated deck perfect for entertaining. We got rid of the apple tree and covered the slab with composite wood decking, and a new pergola creates shade and privacy. Adam and Angela can now gather their friends around the warmth of this beehive fireplace, while slow cooking exotic meals or even pizza in this elegant tagine oven. On this empty wall, we affixed a mosaic to tie the deck in with the rest of the yard, and matching vibrant orange pathways flank each side. This corner used to be a broken paver patio, half sunken in the dirt. Now it's an intimate cabana built for two. We ripped out the bricks and replaced them with hexagon pavers. We created the cabana by welding together a tubular steel frame and then covering it with swags of fabric.